Hey, what's up guys? In this video I will tell you 5 mistakes that I did at the beginning of my fitness journey to prevent you from doing them, alright? If you're starting to train, well, you will go through a lot of mistakes and hopefully you don't do them all, and this video helps you prevent some, alright? So let's jump straight into it. Mistake number 1 that I didn't do when I started training was that I didn't focus properly on my diet. I thought that just working out, just lifting weight will get me good results, which it did. It helped me become a bit stronger, a bit bulkier, but you don't really start seeing the results as well as when you start putting you start taking your diet seriously and following a meal plan, eating the way that you should be eating. Everything changes. All right. A lot of people will start going to the gym and thinking because they're putting the effort in the gym, they can just eat whatever they want and everything will transform into muscles, but it's not the case. All right. Unless you're super skinny, then you might get away with it. But if you're trying to lose some body fat and get in shape and start like seeing your abs, having a aesthetic shape, well, it's very important that you take your diet seriously. And for me, it was up until the point that I started eating seriously and taking my diet seriously that I started seeing more and more results. All right, you can build a lot of muscles, but if it's covered in fat, you'll just look very bulky. And some people didn't know that I was working out because I was kind of getting too bulky and it wasn't aesthetic at all. All right, so that was a big mistake, and I see a lot of kids doing that. They start going to the gym, but then they'll eat McDonald's afterward and they eat whatever. Maybe you get away with it when you're younger, but it catches up to you. All right, so focus on your diet. Number 1. Mistake number 2 is when I started, I was so focused on the weights I was lifting. All right, I wanted to do 225 on the bench press. I wanted to hit those numbers and really lift heavy because it's ego lifting. So I was really doing a lot of that, not focusing on my muscles working or the tension I was putting on my muscles. I just wanted to lift the weight. I was more into powerlifting, and it did cause me a lot of injuries, all right, which made my journey so much harder because I had to go through so many injuries because of my ego lifting, trying to focus so much on the weights. So that said, try to really focus on your muscles working, especially if you're starting. Don't try to go too heavy. Take your time, all right? See it as a long-term journey. Don't try to do 225 now, get injured, and then you're in bed for a week, or a month, or a year. But take your time and build it up slowly. All right. So don't ego lift. Even if all your friends are starting to lift heavier than you, it's all right. 4 or 5 years from now, you'll be surpassing them because you'll be doing it the right way. So don't ego lift, forget the weight, take your time. Even if you're starting with just the bar, try to really feel your muscles working. That's one of the most important advice that I can give to people starting. So don't ego lift, don't focus too much on the weight, but rather focus on your muscles working and try to prevent injuries as much as possible. Mistake number 3 that I did when I started working out is that I didn't have a training plan. So I didn't have a plan to follow. I was just going up with my friends. All right, what are we training? Okay, let's do some bench. Let's do some of the back pull-ups, whatever. But I didn't have a real plan to follow. I was maybe doing bench press every day. All right, and some people still do that when they're starting. They don't have a plan to follow, and it's important because then you give your muscles enough time to recover. You can put more energy where you should. All right, and you have a plan to follow. Then you can see if you're progressing or not. All right, so get a plan. Don't just follow what your friends are doing or training as a group or just doing whatever, because that might lead to injuries and to it will slow your progress. So have a plan you're following and go with it. And also don't change plans every 2 weeks. A lot of people are changing their plans every 2 weeks. Oh, I did push-pull legs. Okay, tomorrow I'm doing a strength workout. Next week I'm gonna start a bodybuilding phase. It's so much. You're changing so much. Stick to a plan. Give it 3 months at least. Stop changing and changing and changing. There's no secret plan, all right? There is no program that will give you crazy muscles right away, all right? It's the work you're putting in the gym and staying consistent with it. Most programs that I see on the internet are pretty good, all right? You just need to be consistent with it. Now, mistake number 4. So this one is a mistake that a lot of people do these days. I didn't do it because I started working out in Syria. We didn't have much supplements, but I started really without any supplements. And for me, supplements was like a steroid. It was like not natural. It's like, oh, this guy's taking protein shakes, so it was not natural. But a mistake that I see a lot of people do is that they rely so much on supplements. They just got their gym membership, they just started, and they're taking the protein, the creatine, the BCAA, pre-workout, all of those stuff. Don't rely too much on that. Start building a good foundation. Start training, eat well. The supplements are at the end. All right, after you started training well, eating well, your sleep is well, then you might add a bit of supplements. But it's insane starting to buy all the supplements from day one. You still haven't stepped in the gym. All right, don't go for that. Don't rely so much on that because it's not gonna do you much other than wasting your money. Yes, supplements are useful when used correctly, but after building a good foundation. So start with your training, your diet, sleep well, recover, and then after 6 months of training without anything, then you might add a little bit of protein shakes if you're not getting enough protein, or creatine, whatever it is. All right, so that's mistake number 4 that a lot of people do. And now mistake number 5 that I did when I started working out. One of the thing that I regret the most on my in my fitness journey, it's that I didn't take ab workout seriously. So for me, I didn't care about having a six-pack, so I didn't train my abs at all. I didn't train my core at all, and it led to so many injuries because when you have a weak core, your lower back will compensate. It does affect all your lifts because then you're not bracing correctly, you're not engaging your abs in all your lift, and it really did affect me a lot. It caused me a big lower back injury. I had a lot of issues coming from that, and in my mind I was like, oh well, if I don't train my abs it's all right because I don't care about a six-pack. But it's so much more important than that. It helps you stay stable in your lifts. So don't neglect ab workout. Even if your goal is just getting strong, abs are still important to train. All right, so those are 5 mistakes that I did, or that most people would do when they start working out. Hopefully this video helps. Leave a comment, a like, share it with a friend, subscribe. See you soon. Ciao.